All right, I'm in marathon mode. This is the fourth live stream today. Um, Honored to be bringing on Khaled. He's the co-founder of CloudVest and ArcMate. So Khaled is he's the like I said the co-founder of and he's the lead developer at CloudVest and AWS advanced tier consulting partner based in Jordan that has scaled from a small Jordanian shop into a global cloud services firm serving fintechs, edtechs, and enterprises across North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. He's also the engineering force behind ArcMate, which we're going to talk about today, and the company's AI-powered cloud architecture validation platform that automates well-architected framework reviews, FinOps, cost analysis, and security compliance across AWS, Azure, and Alibaba Cloud. So I'm going to bring on Khaled to the stage. Hey, Khaled, how's it going?
Hey, Sunny, I'm happy to be with you.
Awesome. So just to kick off, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about you and your background. But before we do you want to give us kind of like the high level on ArcMate and what you're building?
Yeah, all right. So ArcNet mainly it's checking the infrastructure if it has been built following the best practices of the cloud vendor, especially in AWS. So we're gonna check your six pillars, which is the security, the operation excellence, the sustainability, the reliability, and cost optimization. If it has been built correctly or not in minutes. That's one from ArcMate feature. Also, we have things regard compliances, the regulation, BCI, DSS, ISO 20001, and much more. Around 15 plus the framework. We're gonna check your infrastructure across them. Then we'll start talking with you about some FinOps and how you can cost optimize your infrastructure. However, we also have the AI, which you can start just talking with your own infrastructure into it.
Interesting. Cool. So I was just mentioning to you that just earlier today, even I was talking to a team member of ours, and I was talking about how I want to be able to talk to my cloud infra, right? Like in this day and age, you feel like you should be able to. So really fascinating. And as I always say, it's I find like going too deep into the tech and the business side of things. It's interesting, but it kind of follows the person, right? So I like to kind of talk a little bit more about your background. It's fascinating. Take us back to growing up in Jordan. What kind of kid were you, and when did computers first grab you?
All right. So mainly, I don't know if you know it or not. There is something called Sacher. It was just a keyboard. It contains a Visual Basic. That was the start. Then I started programming into the school. I found that I like to get problem solving. I like to think into things and make it happen, and that's what I did into the university. So I studied as a computer science. After 4 years, I built multiple applications. Then I started my career, professional career in multiple companies as a web application, as a website, as a full stack, as a startups, as a manufacturer even. So I looked from different perspective how you can play into the business and get the ideas up and running. Now, mainly in AWS, we found multiple things, and it's a big market to start working into it. And from there, we start thinking into this product, how we can make the life more easier and make it as a source of truth for all the clients, even for ourselves.
And what pulled you towards engineering at the University of Jordan? And was software always in the plan?
Software, yeah, of course, it was the software, the plan. Mainly into the university. Once we started, we start thinking if we shall go in multiple things from engineering perspective or from IT perspective. But always, I found something into the IT, and I found myself thinking more into the ideas, the applications, how it's been built, what is the mystery about the application, how it's published into the internet, all these things. It was inside my head. So, yeah, it was about IT from the beginning.
And what was your first real coding job, and what did that what did that team teach you about shipping product?
Yeah, it was in a company called Excellence Through Quality. It has been uh, uh, two exit into this company. We did two exit into this company. It's a large scale company. It's about document versioning and workflow engine. I started as a web sitting, then and as an external consultant working with a client called Novo Nordisk in Denmark, on site and off site to Denmark 1 month here and 1 month in Jordan. So I worked with multiple vendors because as a Novo Nordisk, they use a development company as a site, the QA from different company, and the business intelligence from other company. As a beginning, I start checking how the life is working and how international companies start working into the IT sector, and that gave me a good start.
Interesting, very interesting. So you spent years in Node.js, full stack, building for other people's startups. What was
Yeah.
kind of the most painful lesson from that decade?
Uh, First of all, once you start working, once you work into enterprise, you have this limit. You work into this, you need to do this, and that's it. You don't need to think more. Once you start working into startup, it's about your own contribution, where you are contributing, and it should be a cutting edge rather than the change request the whole time. You need to change the request depend on the market demand and what changes you need to do to follow the market to make it correct. And after all, you found you still need more and more and more. But this is the startup. It's a journey. Either it work or not, but you need to work really fast in it.
And before, founding anything, you were leading teams of up to 7 engineers. So what kind of manager did you decide to become and why?
Mainly, I would love to stay as a friendly manager. It's not about to have the stick and do this, do that all the time. No, I think you need to know the capability of everyone in the team, how to play with him, how to talk with him, how to let him walk with the vision that we are seeing, even though they might be having some visions we are not seeing. So all the time, I'm trying to work with them and let them work with me. That's how I play the game.
Very interesting. So looking back, like what part of that kind of pre-founder chapter prepared you most for running ArcMate?
What do you mean by pre-founder chapter?
So before you became the founder of, your own company like ArcMate, what lessons, like what prepared you the most for what you're
Yeah.
doing today?
The funny thing, I was a client into CloudVest. I
Oh,
was a
wow.
Yeah, I was a co-founder in a startup called Aqti, the digital contract solution,
Interesting.
leasing between the tenants and the landlord. How we can do this? So I built the infrastructure over AWS, but
Hmm.
after all, I need to make sure that I'm following the best practices in security. Whenever you ask me about security of your startup, I should be really sure that it's correct, right? So I went to CloudVest and they built the security for me. After a while, I was
Interesting.
talking with the founder of CloudVest. It's Mu'tasim. So he's an ex-Amazon and he started working into building the ArcMate. And then I joined him because I really like how the way to think. Because whenever he did it for me and built the security for me, I was thinking, okay, he's a good man. He built it for me. But what if he didn't follow the best practices? How can I know? I shall go into the infrastructure and check it by my own, or shall I get a third party to verify and audit if it's been done correctly or not? So from there, I knew there is a gap. And whenever we start talking with Mu'tasim and Rami, we found that there is a potential into market to start doing this, and it's a big potential to automate the whole process and make it as a source of truth. Even into CloudVest now, we are using it with our clients rather than to get a senior DevOps and to check any client infrastructure if it's following the best practices or not. In a minute, we can understand that now.
Acti, right? So I guess what's a failure or project that didn't work that ended up shaping how your first co-founder bet? Like, can you, I don't know, just talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I can give you a couple of examples. I worked with a startup in London called Homey to Trent. It was about leasing apartment and how to do that in London. First of all, it was B2C, so you can pick the client can pick any apartment, and we can get him that taxi, the special taxi in London, and someone from Homey to Trent will go manually and start the discussion and negotiation with the broker. After all, we found that it's not a B2C, it's a B2B. You need to work with the agent, but even though it didn't work out. In Aqdi, we start working with the B2C, but it was also as a B2B. I always find it B2B is the right solution whenever you start thinking into more enterprise things, especially about leasing and these kind of businesses. It's more about B2B. So I think the main thing it's about market fit because as a technical we always think into technicality, how to implement this, how to do that, how to follow the best practices, how to be on top of it, who's the competitors, what we need to do, we have this feature, they have that feature, but we never put the market fit all the time beside inside our eyes.
So at Acti, you also built Adele, an AI legal assistant for Jordanian law. What did that experience teach you about what AI can and can't do in kind of like a highly regulated domain?
Yeah, that was another shift for Akti. Sunny, once we started, we start thinking, okay, let's rather than it's a manual thing, let's make it automated. And we did it. We make it automated. But what is the benefit? Whenever I start talking with anyone, rather than doing it into paper, now you can do it in digitized way. Is it legal binding? We will implement some governmental gateway, and we'll introduce it. We'll make it legal binding. Still, it's not catchy. Whenever we introduce the AI Adil, by the way, it's mean the one that get things from the balance. It's not on this side or even on that side. It's the balance one. So I can ask about my contract, the leasing contract. If I want to stop that contract? How can I stop it? Is it valid to stop it? Depend on the terms and condition. I can check it if you can do or not. Then I introduce the laws, the Jordanian laws with that contract, if it's valid to do it or not. So it take it to another area, and that was the hook with the clients.
So why did you walk from Acti into CloudBest? I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but what did you see in cloud that you hadn't seen before?
You know, my career path start as a front end, then as a full stack, then I start thinking more from co-founder perspective how to implement things, but still I got missing the infrastructure, how to do the infrastructure well, and how to do a design architect well, how to go from the monolith thinking into event driven or microservices, or how to think into things more in a clear way. That was the thing to get introduced to Cloudways, to get that knowledge with the development knowledge. Now I can think more clear with the infrastructure and development. Even though whenever I start thinking into the product of ArcMate, we are not talking now. Whenever I talk about Akti, I'm talking about Jordan. But I'm pretty sure, Sunny, whenever I start talking with you what about Akti, you will like it for Jordan. But what if I want to expand it into Canada? It's already there. I can't expand it there. So I was thinking, what about AWS? AWS, it's a global one, and this is only one vendor. What about Azure? What about GCP, Alibaba, Huawei? All of them, they need it. And the CloudWest, it's already an AWS advanced partner. It's already into market, and it's already have the client, that it's already have its own credit. So it was a good shift to go into there to start looking into new things. Sometimes I think we need to go from our comfort zone to expand more knowledge and get more insightful thoughts.
So AWS launched frontier agents, autonomous DevOps, and security agents, right? So you called it the start of a new era. Why does that hit so hard for you?
It's not a hard thing for us, no, at all. No,
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 no, no,
even
no, not hard. I said, why does it hit so hard? Like, why is it so important to you?
because it's the DevOps agent, Sunny, whenever you get an error, you will get an error like, let's say, in EC2 or in ECS. You need to go into that ECS, you need to check it, you will find some error, you need to go back. Maybe that's related to load balancer, or even though it's maybe after the ECS, it's going into the RDS, the database, and the error there. The DevOps agent, I just talk with him and I give him the error. He will check up and down, will check the whole logs, and will give me the result, the exact result, what is going on into my thing. Now, the other solution, we are working into new solution. It's about observability and how you can control your observability with the right recommendation, with the right reasoning about what error you are showing if you have pushed a new code or something like this. So it's a big, big, big thing. It will reduce time. It will make the things more clear from tech perspective or even from product or business perspective.
What's the hardest part of selling AI infrastructure software out of, out of Jordan to teams in North America, Europe, and APAC?
Not at all. We are offering in a cloud based. If you have a good AI project, we'll do the infrastructure for free for you.
Okay,
That
interesting.
that it. Even the ArcMate, you can have a free trial for 7 days. If your MRI is less than 3,000, you will take it for 1 year for free. If it's above the 3,000, it's only about the 3% from your MRI. Sorry, MRR.
So you say that 30% of AWS spend is waste, right? So where is that waste hiding, and why does no one fix it without a tool like yours?
I would love to do some demo in ArcMed. I would love to do some demo in ArcMed to let you know exactly how we catch it. But first of all, we
Sure, I
start.
can I can do a screen share if you want. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, all right. Shall I share my screen or is it
Please.
from you?
No,
All
try.
right,
There's a button by our faces that says present.
all right. Here we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So mainly we have this category, which is the FinOps. I don't want to talk a lot about all the features inside, but let me highlight the most things like the cost anomalies. First of all, I will let you understand if there is any spikes into your account. Let me just refresh my session. All right, here we go. All right, so here I don't have any unusual anomaly detected in the last 13 days. There is no spike into this account. If I'm talking about right sizing, just a right sizing, a click here, you can know there is an open VPN inside this account. It's under a provision. This depend on the utilization. It's not something we guess it. No, it's depend on the utilization. You can save this amount. It's a demo account. You can save this amount yearly. What you need to do, Sunny, it's easy. Just convert your type from T2 micro into T4 micro, and that's it. You will save this amount. If you want more, we can talk with you about cost optimization hub. So I will let you know exactly there is a migrate to Graviton. You will save this amount monthly, or maybe you need to upgrade your version to something else like this one. Just upgrade it and that's it. You will save this amount. Reservation will talk about commitments, about reserved instances and saving plan. What you can do, this is or the already exist one, but there's a recommendation. You can pick any of these reserved instance as a standard or convertible or even though as a saving plan if you get some any here. The recommendation, this is the ArcMate recommendation. This is the good part. So we'll let you know there is a three phases you need to follow. First of all, you need to do the right sizing. We'll save this amount. Then you need to do some architecture. You will save this amount. Once done, you need to do the commitment. So phase one will break it down for you, how to do it. Phase two will break it down for you. Then I will ask you to monitor before committing. So at least you need to monitor for 7 days. If the utilization is correct, then you need to do commitment and you will save this amount. This is a small billing account. It's just a demo account, but if it's a valid account, you will see the good money is showing here. So this is mainly the FinOps. We can go over the will architect, we can over the security, and the best part is the ask ArcMate. Here you can ask whatever you want, how to save cost, do it as an action plan for you. If you have any like this one, I need just to check what did I spend on EC2 last month. It's easy, just chat with your own infrastructure. Right?
I got it. That's very interesting. So I guess if a founder's, starting a company today and they're gonna run on the cloud, what is the one thing you tell them to get right from day one?
The right team, the right partners, the market fit, and everything else, commitment, and more of a commitment. You need to work all the time. You need to think outside of the box.
I was saying if they're going to run on the cloud specifically, like, is there any advice you would give them in terms of how they
Run,
should run on the cloud from day one?
run into the cloud. Yeah, make it simple. Don't make it complicated. Yeah, you need to be skilled, but first of all, go with your MVP. Do a check, validate if there is a value from what you are doing. Then you can do the right thing into the cloud. But first of all, do it easily. There is a lot of things like Amplify, ECS. You can use these things, or even though as a serverless, you can use Lambda, which is will save more cost for you. But you need to do it as an event driven. You need to have the right team with you. By the way, you need to have the right team.
Awesome. Well, Khalid, where do people find out more about ArcMate? And if they want to, learn more from you, where do you blog? Do you tweet? You want to leave us with that, and then we can bring this one to a close.
Yeah, I can share the website. The website, it's arcmate.ai. By the way, anyone can just book a demo, and I'm happy to do that for him. Also, onto LinkedIn, we have this page. It's a CloudFest. We announce everything into it. We'll also share it with you. And also into our LinkedIn accounts. Let me share also my account.
Nothing's getting shared right now, but you can just tell people what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think you've got it. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
mainly,
Go ahead.
yeah, so mainly we have CloudFests into LinkedIn. We are an active into it. We'll let everyone know what exactly going there, and also inside the website arcmate.ai, we whatever is new, it's updated.
Awesome. All right, Khalid. Thank you so much. Just hang back for 1 minute. If there's nothing else you want to share, I'll bring this one to a close. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye bye.
All right, take care. Bye.